Boise is growing fast, but is it the best place to live in Idaho? Why are people leaving Boise to move to cities like Meridian, Idaho, where you can get more house for your money, less congestion, and more upcoming development that may be more so what you're looking for or would desire in a place that you live? Plus, I'll also be taking you inside this beautiful home that we're currently recording in today to show you what you can get in Meridian, Idaho. Let's dive into the video. So guys, if you're thinking about moving to Idaho, but you don't necessarily want to live in Boise, Idaho, because you're kind of contemplating if Boise is already established as enough as it is, maybe the inventory in Boise isn't very attractive because it is low inventory. And now, honestly, the only way they can build in Boise is going to be up rather than out, as they are starting to hit some of the wildlife reserve lands and things of that nature. So it's kind of hard to really decide, is living in Boise attractive for you, especially due to the fact that as far as affordability goes, Boise is getting much more expensive, as once again, there is just limited supply, and just the influx of people that are moving to Boise, it's just sometimes very much so more attractive to move outside of Boise to cities like Meridian, where I actually personally also have moved myself. Now, I will say Meridian, Idaho has my heart, just simply due to the fact that everything that they're bringing to Meridian is absolutely stunning. Now, for those of you that are still kind of interested in Boise and just kind of seeing, hey, well, we love Boise, that's where we want to be. The good news is I do have a free relocation guide that you can actually download. If you look in the video description below, you can get a free copy of that. And it also highlights some of the neighboring cities and neighborhoods and everything else you're gonna wanna know, especially about moving to Boise and the surrounding areas. So make sure you guys download that guide down below. Now let's talk a little bit more about kind of the surrounding areas and what's driving people to move there rather than the city of Boise. So now, before we talk about some of the greatest things about the outside, let's real quick talk about Boise, what it offers, pros, the cons, and why people are leaving it. So first off, we're kicking it off with affordability. I know I kind of touched base on it, so we're not gonna beat too much on the dead horse here, but affordability wise, I mean, house price versus Meridian, Nampa, Kuna, some of the other cities that are surrounding, Boise is significantly more expensive. There's just been so much demand in the Boise area that naturally the prices are going to rise with that, causing it to be a little more unaffordable for some people. Next thing we talked about was lower congestion. Guys, in all honesty, as Boise has grown, so has the level of congestion, and that's not necessarily a bad thing to where it's unbearable like San Diego or Los Angeles or San Antonio or anything like that. It's been honestly probably an extra no more than 10 to 20 minutes as far as driving goes, especially between the hours of rush hour. And rush hour here is usually gonna be your morning rush where people are trying to get to work, so probably anywhere between 7 to 9 a.m. And then of course your later in the evening rush, which is typically 4 to 6 p.m. 6 p.m. usually the traffic is died down completely by that time frame. So as far as congestion goes, I wouldn't say it's necessarily the worst in the world, but it could get worse potentially as more people continue to move this way. And also in reality, Boise is where most people are moving anyway. So for Boise specifically, it could get significantly worse. Now, as far as development goes, I know I touched base on this, but honestly guys, Boise has outgrown itself in the sense of there's not a lot more places that they can build. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but in all reality, as far as opportunities or maybe just things that are going to be coming to Boise, it's going to be a lot of remodels now. There's going to be a lot of, fix and flips as far as housing goes. There's going to be a lot of things that are destroyed and rebuilt up with newer things. It's just the nature of the beast right now as far as Boise goes. So for most people, when we're talking about, what is coming new development wise, we're seeing that it's coming in Meridian. For example, just to hit on a couple notes, you had Topgolf, which just opened its first ever location in the state of Idaho in Meridian. Then you also have Shields, which is like, think of like a Dick's Sporting Goods, but it's on crack. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's so much that it has to offer. That is also something that just came to Idaho for the first time, at least in the Boise surrounding area. And they put that in Meridian. They also have the first ever In-N-Out that went into Meridian. They also have a few other In-N-Outs. They did put one in Boise as well. They did put another one in Nampa. And then you have Raising Cane's, which is coming to Boise, or not, excuse me, not Boise, it's coming to Meridian. You have the Village, which is in the Meridian area, which the Super Village, I talk about it, or excuse me, not the Super Village. We'll talk about the Super Village soon, but the Village is something that almost everyone just absolutely loves year round, right? Whether it's Christmas time, whether it's summertime, they have this beautiful water fountain that just does a lot of shows. And I'm not talking about people performing on water, walking like Moses and Jesus on water, nothing crazy, right? But they do have some amazing amenities as far as shopping centers. They do have some amazing areas to eat, just so many different things that Meridian offers. And then now, speaking of the Super Village, which I almost kind of gave you a little early heads up on, the Super Village is now also being built in Meridian as well. It's going to be off of 10 Mile, which is one of the most popular streets, which we actually personally moved on as well. 10 Mile Road is just growing. They have a new Chick-fil-A. They got the Dutch Bros, which if you're not familiar with Dutch Bros, it's like the most popular coffee shop in the area. So many different things that are coming. But getting back to the point, Super Village is like Village on crack as well. So that's also gonna be just a much bigger, much better atmosphere. Same builders that built the regular Village and all that good stuff are pouring into this one just to make it that much better. And I believe there should be some of the areas that are gonna be up and running by December 2025 this year. So following years, it's only gonna get better. There's gonna be a lot more stores and a lot more things to do. But as a big picture looking in, right? When it comes to what areas are gonna make the most sense for you, people are absolutely running towards areas like Meridian, areas like Caldwell, areas like Cuno, which are all just up and coming and just getting better. So finally, let's talk about the stronger community feel. Now, I will say Boise is tight knit as it comes. I mean, you have a great downtown establishment. Now, I won't say it's downtown like, you know, party like LA, right? You just don't get that type of feel there. The hustle and bustle culture necessarily isn't in Boise just yet. I will say we are seeing, you know, more uptake as far as people getting more broader with the development side of things, business picking up and market booming. That is naturally going to start coming afloat with all the influx of people coming and all the different business opportunities. Whether you're working in Boise or some of the surrounding areas, that's naturally going to probably start picking up. So most people that typically move to Boise are moving for outdoor recreation. They're moving here for just peace of mind, safety, great schools. I mean, man, you really can't put a price on living in Boise, just because me personally, as someone that grew up in a rougher neighborhood, moving here, I have never had the peace and quality and just the ability to just not have to worry as much as I do when I did live, you know, back in a rougher area. So crime rate is amazing here. I mean, it's significantly lower. You can, and I say this jokingly, don't do this, but you can leave your garage door open all night and you probably won't get hit by anybody, depending on what areas you live. You won't ever have to worry about, you know, am I gonna get shot by going into this convenience store today? Nothing crazy like that. And most people do carry in Boise, Idaho, just as a heads up. And it's something that most people do just to protect themselves. They love their rights. They love America here. They are so driven as far as being patriotic and things of that nature in Boise. So, however, Boise is also pretty open. It's pretty conservative in the city of Boise itself. A lot of people, you know, have their own political views and all that good stuff, which we won't dive too much into. But with that patriotic feeling, I will say it does make Boise feel like a much tighter knit community. And I mean, man, through the events they do throughout the year, whether it's the hot air balloon, whether it's 4th of July, whether it's the Christmas events, I mean, they absolutely knock it in the park. You cannot get better than the Boise events or even some of the surrounding areas that they do. So I will say Boise in that capacity as a whole, their events are absolutely kick-ass. I mean, people just love it. So now with that, let's talk about the surrounding cities and what you can get out of those areas. Now, more specifically, when I'm talking about surrounding areas, we're just gonna talk about Meridian today because, like I said, Meridian, super biased. I absolutely love Meridian. Most people that move here are picking between Boise, Meridian. I will say Eagle is also one of the most popular cities. And as far as, you know, those are just the suburbs, but more rural. Star, Idaho isn't necessarily as rural as it was once upon a time. So I know we have some people that may have their comments there, but Star, Idaho is starting to get a little more developed, a little busier. They're starting to see a lot of growth there too. So that'll probably become some of the suburbs. And then I'm sure as we move down the line here in the few years, we'll be talking about how Boise is the biggest city, or maybe Meridian is the biggest city, or Eagles become the biggest city in the city of Idaho, or in the state of Idaho. So more to come on that. But before we start talking about the city, I want to show you guys this home. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I want to give you an idea of what Meridian offers real estate wise. Now, speaking of real estate, I do want to mention I am a licensed real estate agent here in the Boise, Meridian, and all the surrounding areas. So whether you're looking in Boise or an hour away, I would love to help you guys as much as I love making these videos for you. So you're gonna see my cell phone number as well as my email pop up on the screen below. Call me, text me, or email me. The more information you can give me helps me help you with anything as far as moving to Boise real estate wise. So with that, call me, text me, email me. We absolutely love helping you guys. Now let's check out this home. So guys, as you can see outside wise, I mean, super quiet, peaceful neighborhood. They got some development happening over here. They're building up some more houses on this side of things, but I mean, absolutely gorgeous homes. You have a playground here right next to this home specifically, as well as the neighborhood pool right down the street. So really just a gorgeous neighborhood. But check out this home. I mean, this is going to be a 3-car garage, and you do have the extra space, which it does have the higher garage for you to be able to get your trucks in and all that good stuff. Also 3 beds and 3 bathrooms as well. As you kind of walk up to it, you can see that they do have the full landscaping done, both front and backyard, which you can't see the backyard just yet, but we'll show you guys when we go in. One thing to note, as you can see, you have these high doors, which is one of those things. It's just like that nice little touch that you always want in a house. So let's check out this home. So immediately as you walk in, this is the front door right here. Just to recap you guys, walking right directly from the hallway, you're gonna have gorgeous bathroom here. I mean, you have all your quartz and granite counters that do all the nicer touches in this home, which is awesome. Then you're gonna have your nice handles as well. This is the modern style handles nowadays. So beautiful touches here. Then this is a full bath on top of that. Most people, when they walk into their home, don't typically have a full bathroom. It's usually just a half bath with the sinks and the toilet. So not only is it dual vanity, but you also have the rest of the full bathroom as well. Now walking into here, you're gonna have your first bedroom to the left. And I mean, it's pretty spacious for the most part. You can see it's a twin size bed here. Maybe a full size, but we're gonna go with twin size bed. Regardless, you can see what size the bed is here, but tons of room. Carpet is a really nice touch as well. They have this nicer end carpet, and then your typical closet here. And then this is just gonna be the same across the hallway as well as we come over here. But real quick, you know, you gotta love having extra linen space, because God knows there's never enough storage space as you start building up and staying in the home longer. But same style closet, same style room, everything is the same. This is just the other half of the closet, as you can see here. But beautiful closet doors. I mean, just beautiful touches in general. Just makes you feel like a little guy walking around here. For those of you that are short like myself, I'm only 5'8", so I consider myself shorter on the humbling side of things. But beautiful wide hallways, high doors. You're just gonna feel like there's just ample space here. Now, this is absolutely gorgeous. Walking into the living room, the high ceiling with the wood beam. I'll show you guys the wood beam. Just absolutely stunning. Great touches. To include, you do have this gas fireplace here, so it is not going to be your typical wood fireplace, but just some great touches as a whole. I mean, just really makes it feel open, spacious, all this natural light that comes in. And of course, they did a great job with the staging as well. Some beautiful furniture. Just helps you kind of imagine what the house could look like if you were to move in. Then you're gonna have this gorgeous kitchen, huge island with, of course, some spacing here for your bar stools and just to be able to enjoy munching on the island. So gas stoves, which if you guys know me, you know, if there's any stove in the world, if the conversation is gas versus electric, it has to be gas, just because I feel like it just cooks different, especially as someone that, man, I love to eat my steaks and my meats and all that good stuff, meal prep and all that fun stuff. I just feel like gas does it better. And they do have all Bosch appliances, which is always a nice touch. I know you guys, a lot of my clients, they just love the Bosch appliances, so they always prefer those. But on the other side of the kitchen island here, you'll see there's ample space, ample storage. You got your dishwasher there. And then of course I like to call this a coffee bar area, because a lot of people, when I see them move into here, this is the first thing they put here. They put their Keurigs, or they put their nice Nescafe machines, and they usually set it up for coffee, but depends on what you would put. I'm curious, what would you guys put in this area? Is that your coffee area? Where would you put it? And then of course here you have, hit the light for you. You do have a decent sized pantry as well. Top to bottom, tons of shelving. Just an absolutely gorgeous kitchen. So that's gonna be the kitchen. And then this place right here, I know some people are really unfamiliar with it, because it's just not the norm anymore to have something AKA called the dining room, but you do have a beautiful light fixture there for it. And this is where most families typically eat together, when, you know, they used to do that back in the day. No, just joking, all jokes aside, but just a gorgeous area. In most homes, I feel like some new construction homes don't actually offer space for this anymore. Sometimes they do for the most part, but when you kind of lose kind of square footage or anything like that, typically this is the first space they take away, the dining room area. So for whatever reason, it is what it is, but let's go check out outside now. This is actually one of my favorite parts, just because look at this beautiful covered entrance patio. Well, I guess it's the back, so we'll just call it a covered patio. But just absolutely gorgeous as far as how they even vaulted this to kind of match the house. I thought that was a great touch on their end, so I absolutely love what the builder did here. And to include, you do have this playground nearby, which I know we mentioned it earlier in the video. Not a lot of side space here in the yard, but also means just a little less maintenance. So for those of you that are looking for acreage or maybe just some more land, there's definitely other builders that will be able to offer that. But for this particular video, this is actually going to be a pretty well-sized lot, just not a huge lot, right? Not half an acre, not a full acre or anything like that, but that's also going to be the pool. I don't know if I mentioned that just yet, but I do also appreciate the fact that this builder does do full landscaping here, as you can see, with full sprinklers and all that good stuff. And check out even the fence. Even the fences are just different. I think they just do a really great job here. You do have your side gate here and fiber optic internet all the way down there and all that good stuff, but they did a really good job with these homes. And then of course your gutters actually go in ground, so you don't have to worry about it coming close to the home or anything like that. So, all right, let's continue this awesome tour. Coming back to the amazing kitchen. Just can't get over this vaulted ceiling. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. All right, guys, now for the most important part of the house for a lot of people, which this is the only part they care about right here outside of the kitchen and living room, it's going to be the primary living area. Now this is super spacious. This is not a king size bed, surprisingly, but I will say you could easily fit that and some nice, beautiful windows if you would like to keep them open, allow some natural lighting in. But check out your bathroom, absolutely gorgeous. Now I love that they maintain the consistency. I know some builders like to change it up through different bathrooms. Me personally, not a big fan of it, just curious. What do you guys think about that? But they did keep the consistency here. You have this nice, beautiful tub. All right, let's do the bathtub check. I know everyone always says, Naseem, what is the bathtub? Is it big? Is it sub-size? Like, what does it look like? Here we go, we're gonna set you guys up, ready? All right, bathtub check. My toes do touch the other end, but good news is it does fit a short king. So for those of you that are a little taller than 5'8", you might have your knees up a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, this is a really nice bathtub. It's actually, it even feels luxurious. You gotta appreciate little touches like that. It feels like nice, square. You may not have the most fun with another person in here, but there is at least enough room for you to sit here and recover and enjoy the bathtub. So, all right, enough with the bathtub test. Let's get back to the rest of the house. Walking into your shower, you have this gorgeous pattern here. I actually really love what they did here. You'll have your shower head here, storage in wall, of course, and then just really love the gold touches. I'm usually not a big gold fan just because I feel like they've overplayed it recently, but the way they did it in this home, I feel like they did just the right amount. So nice towel racks here. Private toilet, because who doesn't appreciate a private moment to be able to release some pressure. Walk-in closet here. As you kind of walk in, super spacious. It does also take you to the laundry room. So ample space here. And yes, this door does go in wall as well, which is always appreciated. Now this is going to be suited for an electric gas and, or excuse me, an electric washer and dryer with some additional linen space, but really love these cabinets here. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I guess I should show you guys. Soft close. So, moving on. Gorgeous mudroom. Absolutely stunning. You gotta have a gorgeous mudroom nowadays, right? It's just the norm nowadays. And then super spacious garage. I mean, this is definitely extended out. As you can kind of tell, the third bay is a little more closer, but high-end ceiling, so that way you can get bigger vehicles in, and then just a ton of space. They are also equipped with MyQ, so these are all smart garage doors to where you'll be able to do that. Then you do have some advanced units here. This is gonna be your water heater as well as your furnace. Nice thing is it's brand new, which also means that you don't have to worry about anything and just have that peace of mind for a while, which is why most people like new construction anyway. So, all right. Now from here, we are back to the front of the house. And I think I mentioned this, but this home is 2535 square feet, so 2,535. Now in Idaho, this may be weird for some people, but this is gonna be your crawl space. This is where they run ducks and things of that nature in the home. And then your Harry Potter style closet, which wraps all the way around. So there you can see it. So you have tons of space here. So if you're big on Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations, and you're like, God, where am I gonna put all this stuff? Well, I think I just showed you. All right, now let's head upstairs just to kind of give you guys a look at this beautiful stair. All right, so coming upstairs, you're gonna have this beautiful loft area. Now this could be technically a bedroom as it does have a closet here to the left. Let's just pop this door open for you. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous setup here. I love how they staged this. But that was the closet for you guys. Now this could be set up as a bedroom, as I mentioned, because it does have the closet. It does have all this space here, which they had it set up as a living area. And then you do have the third bathroom, which is the last bathroom of them all. But same touches throughout the home, some consistency there. Then here is your view. Check it out. I don't know how clear it's gonna be, but you can actually see the mountains right there. And you just pretty much have mountain views all around, depending on where you live. For the most part though, everywhere in Boise, everywhere in Meridian, everywhere in Eagle, no matter where you're driving, you can typically see the mountains, which a lot of people love. I know it's not Denver, so you're not necessarily expecting to have mountain views, but for the most part, a lot of people do really appreciate having just the nature and just being able to enjoy some of the scenery out here. So that's a really big thing for a lot of folks. But if you're one of those people that are like, I could care less about seeing nature and all that, well, congratulations, it's just a bonus. So now getting back to the video, guys, I mean, we've pretty much dove into the reasons that people are living in Boise or avoiding Boise. We've talked about some of the pros of Meridian and some of the surrounding areas. Now, here's gonna be some things that you may have to just kind of take into consideration. These areas are still growing. There is still some development coming. And with development comes also congestion, things of that nature. So although it may not be that bad right now, it may catch up to Boise or even worse down the line. So for those of you that are looking for an area that is close by to Boise and just fits everything that you're looking for as far as newer things coming, maybe just more amenities and entertainment and just natural recreational activities that are nearby Meridian and some of the surrounding cities like Star, Nampa, Caldwell, Kuna, those are all gonna be great areas surrounding Boise. However, if those are maybe just still too close to the city and you're looking further, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're actually gonna be doing some videos in the future for some rural areas like Star, which I mentioned earlier, as well as Middleton and some of those other areas to include Mountain Home, which is a really, really great area for those of you that are looking for a small town. So also what you can do is press the bell at the top of the screen so you can get notified when we make more amazing videos just like this. But for the most part, guys, hopefully we covered everything that you've kind of been curious about why people are avoiding Boise. For the most part, it's not necessarily because they hate Boise or they just have anything against it, but more so just because they're seeing what the growth and all the development has brought to it. And as far as them being people, that's a word, right? We could use that. But as far as people being people or wanting to be around people, maybe they just wanted to get away. So they move a little further away from the city. However, I personally, if I could say anything or give you guys any advice, it's going to catch up development wise. I believe that, you know, 5-10 years ago where there was nothing, there once upon a time was maybe a farm or just something a little less like gravel or dirt, eventually turned into houses or buildings and all that good stuff. So with that, depending on what you're looking for, the best thing I can recommend is calling me, texting me, or emailing me. Once again, I am a licensed realtor here in the area. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or just kind of curious about the area, call me, text me, or email me your current situation, what you're kind of looking for, and that way we know how to help you guys. So once again, to summarize the whole video, is Boise a great area to live? Absolutely. However, it may be best for you to explore some of the surrounding cities, and we would love to help you guys. If you didn't already and you guys would like our relocation guide, this is just a reminder, you can download it. It is in the link below. You'll be able to see it in the video description. If you didn't subscribe already, do me a huge favor and do that, and also press the bell at the top of the screen. You could get notified for more amazing videos like this. As always, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.